Welcome to the Aftershow. This episode is the blowing it out of the water episode. First question, 2 epic myths, which do you prefer?
Breaking Bad. Walt's booby trap machine gun. That I've been wanting to test that since first saw the finale of Breaking Bad. The moment I watched that episode, I knew that eventually, hook or by crook, we were going to build that machine.
I'm actually the other way around. I preferred the blowing it out of the water one, and in particular because I was wrong about what I thought it was going to do, and that means whenever that happens, you kind of learn what happened, and you actually learn something. And I was delighted with what I learned about the effect of the explosion and how it was so directionalized straight up. So all things considered, I thought that was by far my favorite.
There you go. Little something for everyone.
Next question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you each rate the show Breaking Bad?
Oh my gosh. I have to put it at, can I say it's perfect? I'm not sure anything's perfect. I'm going to give it a 9.9. It's totally amazing experience to sit and watch that show.
Yeah, something in there, a 9 or a 10. It was a great series, and I wish there was more. And
yeah, you know, the doing the first Breaking Bad special was awesome. Then, when we got ready to do this, we ordered the Blu-ray of the final season, and in that Blu-ray, they included the MythBusters Breaking Bad special, which is so awesome. I could not believe it. It was like the best encomium from the best showrunner. Vince Gilligan could not be a sweeter human, and it's just like such an honor to work with him. How about Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad? Vince, you ready to see this thing go?
Hey, man, no, I am seriously ready to see this thing go.
Next question, where do you get an M60 from? Good luck with that.
We actually got ours. We had several that we used throughout the episode. One for shooting, we had a couple of blank fires, and one static for weight, and they all came from a film rental house that rents guns to movies. It is entirely feasible that the M60 we used was in one of your favorite action movies, but they don't log that stuff, so we don't know.
Next question, was firing the M60 fun?
Yes. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's not every day that you get a chance to hold one of those things, especially in California. There's not very many people have those licenses.
Firing it is like Jamie said, it's like holding on to a fire hose. As you're firing it, it's pushing you back, so you have to put really like 70, 80% of your weight on your front leg and hold it there. You're like pressing it down, and really feels like it's trying to levitate you. It's astonishing.
What I wanted to know, and it'd be interesting to talk to somebody that had actual battlefield experience hand holding one of those things, is how you aim the sucker. Because, I was bruised all over, in my chest and my upper arm from trying to hang on to that thing. And
maybe you were doing it wrong. I didn't have any bruises.
Well, I think I actually ran it quite a bit more because I was doing those 200-round things over and over again. And I was trying to actually make sure that I could aim it. And that was the thing. You're supposed to hold on to it tightly. But doing that actually shook me around so much that I couldn't see where I was going, because my head was just all over the place. So I'd like to know from an experienced operator how they deal with that. If it's going to be anything other than effectively a shotgun that just lays down a fire over a large area.
That is actually one of the ways that it apparently is used.
Next question, what were the safety concerns with a shoot like this?
Good God, they were terrifying.
Yeah, we had multiple layers of safeties on that. First, there was pull the plug, which would stop the motors from swinging. It simply couldn't. If we did that, it could not swing. The gun, however, could continue to fire in theory, except that the solenoid switch would also release the thing that was pulling on the trigger when the power got pulled.
Everything that the gun was bolted to was bolted with not lock nuts so that they wouldn't slip or slide or change their orientation, so the gun would remain pointing forward. We also added a rope that was tied to the underside of the gun so that even if the gun came off its mooring, somehow it couldn't point back towards us.
Yes. Next question. Over the years, you've had Jesse, Mike, and the EP on the show. Why no Walter White?
It's not for lack of trying. The problem is that Bryan Cranston's really busy. He's wanted to come on the show. He is also a fan, and again, there has been several times when it seemed like we might get him, but unfortunately, he turns out to always be working.
Next question. Who's more like Walter, Adam or Jamie? I don't know.
You think it's you?
I'm not going to say that.
All right.
We did make a play on that, I believe, actually, on one of the earlier episodes.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
So, next question. For Blow It Out of the Water, and was this the first time you've been able to say we're not going to need a bigger boat? I suppose so.
Oh, no, I would have taken a bigger boat if we could have found one. That was a darn big boat. It's the biggest one we have worked with on the show, at almost 50 feet long.
And it'd also be kind of silly to put a destroyer in that lake. You know, I mean,
A lot of resources to a weird end.
yeah. And in fact, we had trouble fitting that one into that lake. We had to get a big crane down kind of near the mud, which is generally not preferred.
There was a lot of rigmarole involved in that. So I don't think we could have gotten a bigger boat, but if we could have, I would have taken it.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Next question. Was this the biggest water explosion you guys have ever done?
Oh yeah, by far. By
Yeah.
far it was. And you know, the watching that spout of about 100-foot diameter, 700-foot tall spout of water, that's hundreds of thousands of gallons worth of water. It was totally astonishing and almost no shockwave where we were standing.
Yeah, I'm not even sure we would have had to have our earplugs in.
You know, it was a thud, a little bit of a thud, but I mean, for the amount of explosives we were using, it was crazy.
And it is the only one that we've done with a large amount underwater. The other ones, I think, have all been on the surface or fairly close.
Yeah, well,
to
I mean,
it.
we did Dive to Survive with, 5 pounds of C4 underwater and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
nothing on that order anywhere close.
Next question. Why did you use so much AMFO? It was obviously going to be bye-bye boat.
Oh, we actually used half as much as Jamie wanted.
Yeah, and, the thing was that water is really heavy, and we've seen, we actually went over this in detail. One of the best known explosions that we've done was cement truck, and we used 900 pounds of that same material above water, and it made the cement truck go away. We knew kind of what that did. In this case, as compared to the cement truck, the amount of water that it would have to push would be like, I don't know, I'd want to say, 100 times as much mass it would have to get moving out of its way than what was on that cement truck. So having approximately the same amount of that material made me think that, well, it's not going to do that much, but it turns out that there's an entirely different effect. It wasn't about the mass. It actually acted like a shaped charge effectively, which I made a statement about on the show. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Last question. In a parallel universe, if you'd been in the armed forces, what would your specialty be?
Oh, I think for sure I'd be a bomb tech. I felt really simpatico with all the bomb crews we've worked with over the years. It's exactly the kind of contingency planning. I don't know. Maybe not, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm not an adrenaline junkie and I don't like that rush. But I do. There is a personality type that makes a good bomb tech, and we have found that we get along famously with all of them.
Yeah, and there's actually some overlap with that same kind of thing with some of the special forces guys, where they have to be very technical and
Sort
good.
of broad-based with a lot of skills in different fields.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably go into that direction.
There you go. That's the MythBusters Aftershow.
Thank you. We'll see you again next time.